Hello and welcome back to TNI-UK Impacted episode 250. Coming to you live via the Total Nonstop Impact Network on YouTube and Twitch. And if you listen on the go, then we're also available on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. We are there. I am, of course, your host, Bison. And today I am joined by the man coming to us from the void of his own mind, of course, the Joeker. Hello, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm run ragged as always. Got a lot going on, but I am fresh off a trip to the home of British boxing on Saturday when I took the boy to see the boxing, see his trainer in the main event, Arnie Dawson, pick up his 8-0 victory.
Brilliant.
It was a brilliant night. It was a long day. I mean, we set off about lunchtime. It was a nice day, just spent with the boy. It was good. We set off, like I say, just after lunch, and we didn't get home till about 2:00 in the morning. So it was it was a pretty hefty day. Well, Arnie was on He was the main event.
Yeah.
So he was, and it was a 10-rounder. He went the full 10 rounds.
Brilliant.
He actually hurt one of his hands quite early on in the match, around about the 6th round, I think. So he ended up having to sort of kind of back up a little bit and be a bit more box clever.
Take it a bit slower.
Yeah, but he certainly proved to be the badass that he's definitely turning out to be. But yeah, no, he's the trainer of my boy, so it was good to get out there and support Arnie. I've been talking to him about Bison by Design, of course. So you never know what might come out of that as well. But listen, guys, it's been a good week and just a bit tiring. I've got a lot going on, as you know. I'm always doing something. Like today was a real push actually to try and sort of get everything done as always. But it seems like we've got a few people in from the start today. So Mir's obviously here. He's always here, which is fantastic to see. We've got Eli Samuels joined us. Hello, Eli. Nice to see you, mate. Barry Monkey. Hey, Barry. Courtney's here from the top of the show. Go on, Courtney. Nice to see you, sweetheart. Gibster is here, and of course Eric Isaac has joined us from the top of the show, which is pretty awesome. Melonhead's here as well, is he? I haven't noticed that. Ray UK 08 is here. Yeah. We're all there. Everyone's in. Barry's there. One question: why isn't Explosion on YouTube yet? I got no idea, mate. And if I knew, I would tell you. Yeah. But no, I don't know. But how was your week, buddy? Has it been as exciting as mine?
Not as exciting as yours. No, nowhere near as exciting as yours. It's just been another bog standard week. Still planning through this project on YouTube still. Getting that. That's now ahead of where it was before I had to restart everything. So I've pretty much finished that. Probably finished that by the end of the week. So that'll all be done. Everything's uploaded so far. So it's all good. For anyone who's big fan of Guardians of the Galaxy, you get to see the game of that.
Awesome.
Bloody good game.
I'll tell you what, right? It was our favourite ride, mine and the kids and the wife actually. Our favourite ride at Disney as well. The Guardians of the Galaxy ride, fantastic, mate. Loved it.
I loved the films. And I saw this. I thought, I'll get this last year, and it's one of the best things I've ever played. Absolutely brilliant.
Guardians is just a fantastic film, the films. I love it. For me, it's one of my favorite MCU stuff. I love it. Absolutely love it.
The best thing was the comics did really, really, really crap. They got such a poor reputation, so they took a huge gamble putting it together and bringing it into the film. Then it paid off almost as much as Iron Man did in terms of box office sales and that. It was that's successful. The only thing that really did was the third and fourth films afterwards. I didn't enjoy those as much.
Absolutely. It looks like the chat are getting excited about NXT already. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Calm yourselves. James Shipton. Hello, my friend.
Hello.
That's a new name.
He's been around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've missed that one then. I thought I would have recognised shit then. But...
Yeah, no, he's been around a few times.
Oh, awesome! Well, it's great to see you, James. Thanks for coming in and joining us. We appreciate it. And if it's been more than once, I really appreciate that. Definitely. But listen, guys, I always say, right, that you guys know how great this show is, right? You know how great TNI is in general. And what you do is you come and join us pretty much every single week. So what you need to be doing is telling all your TNA fan friends about how cool TNI is so that we can build the channel and get more and more people checking us out. Because I think, it should be. If you're a TNA fan, why would you not be watching TNI? I just
Yeah.
look at it. But Joe, let's talk TNA news and rumors. Now, there's not a massive amount to talk about, but there is a little bit. Now, one of the biggest things, and because we've got a few people in, I'm going to talk about it straight off the bat. Many of the wrestling news outlets are reporting that TNA are now odds-on favourite to land on the CW channel in the new year. Now, everyone else now, any other channel that seems to have been brought up, they all seem to be being pushed to the back burner now. It all seems to be a big push towards CW. Let us know in the chat your thoughts. Now, a lot of you guys, obviously, if you're in America, you're going to know a little bit more. You don't know too much.
I've never heard of CW before.
Really know what CW,
Yeah.
the CW channel is. I don't know the reach. Is it a huge channel? I know that obviously WWE use it. They've got program on that channel. Is it a rival for AEW viewership? I don't know. I'm interested to find out what you guys think about the CW channel and if that's a great place for TNA to land. I don't know. Do you know much about it, Joe?
Not a clue. I honestly had never heard of it before until today. So it's like, whoa! The fact that they might have a TV deal next year, that's fantastic. I was expecting sometime next year, maybe by Rebellion or some of us next year, or an announcement at least about for Glory, and then something fall apart as it usually does, and then we get something next year.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but we can't believe everything we read on Google. That's the thing, and fan interaction is what we're about. So that's why we're asking you guys.
Well, the thing is here, Bear. Unlike yourselves, it would seem, I actually struggle to even get in as much wrestling as I need to do this show, let alone spend my life googling the CW channel. I'm not going to lie. I've definitely got a lot more on my plate than worrying about that. I'm just asking out of interest because I know that a lot of our viewership are quite knowledgeable. A lot of them are in America. I'm just asking to find out what you guys think, and we're going to get on to the NXT stuff a little bit later on. So don't worry, just hang fire. We will get to that stuff in a minute.
Yeah, a lot of it being Road stuff. So.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if NXT are on there, then yeah, possibly it does make sense. Hang on, sorry, I'm just texting you. Let's have a look. Right, okay. So, if anyone's got anything to add about that, feel free to pop it in. And Courtney, yeah, she's here, which is good. Okay, TNA Wrestling has confirmed its final live events for the 2025 season, including full details on those tickets will go on sale for a first ever perk-filled promotion. Now that was very interesting. There was like free hats and all sorts of stuff going on. I didn't get too deep into that, but November, I'm more interested in what's going on from a wrestling perspective. So the dates in November, we've got Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So November 13th is a live Impact, so we know we're going to get a live Impact. We got 14th is going to be Turning Point. 15th is obviously Impact tapings. The venue's going to be Full Sail, so that's good stuff. We know that's a great venue, obviously in Orlando. No, I missed that. The CW is a young adult channel, and it's used to air the Flash TV show in Nashville. Oh, Smallville. Plus, it's a pretty big channel. There you go. Awesome.
Big reach, and it's good. So that's a good.
Well, that's good. So that's what we need, then, isn't it? We need a decent reach. So that's good. And then, so what were thoughts about going back to Full Sail, Joe? Oh, I think that's good. Yeah,
that's fantastic. They've always get a good turnout at Full Sail, and I think Honestly, it's just a great.
I mean, they're giving the fans there a live Impact, and they're going to get obviously Turning Point, which will also be a special live.
Yeah.
As well as a day of tapings as well. I mean, come on, those are very spoiled fans, aren't they?
I mean, they're on the wrong side of the world.
I know we are, mate, because we'd have been there with bloody bells on, wouldn't we?
Oh yeah.
Right, the December final dates. We've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, December. So we got the 5th is Final Resolution, and then we got the 6th and 7th are going to be the final tapings for the year for Impact. Of course, I'm sure that will then lead into Genesis. I mean, obviously that's not been announced yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be Genesis. We think that Genesis is now replaced, obviously, Hard to Kill. They're going to be in El Paso in the County Coliseum. We like that venue. In obviously El Paso, Texas. So they're returning to Texas.
That's going to be
good for the final dates of 2025. Again, good stuff, right? Good stuff.
Very good stuff. Yeah, it's a great way to end the year, end it in some places where they've had huge success over the past 12 months. So just smart business and great for the fans and great for everybody. I think it's going to be really good.
There you go. I think it's going to be fantastic. So, Norris, that's interesting. I get what you're saying there. That makes sense. In fact, I think this past Tuesday's NXT was pretty
TNA packed.
To be fair, I think it was almost like it was the TNA show. But there we go. So Mira's saying that you get college football, NASCAR, Xfinity series is on there, which is good. CW's app is a Google Play. Just saying, well, that's good as well. So if you get Google Play, that's pretty good. Do you think the men's and the women's teams against NXT? Okay, we'll get to that in a bit, mate. We'll get to that in a second. Interested to see if Joe Hendry or Jordan Grace gets involved.
Yeah, I've seen the backstage segment between them and Mike Santana. That there's eyebrows raising about what's happening with all three of them. So,
yeah, that's very.
Well, that backstage segment was very brilliant. Like Jordan Grace breaking character and giggling when Joe Hendry started doing all that.
It's just crazy. There's just some crazy stuff going on. There really is.
It's just it's hard to keep a straight face when Joe Hendry's doing the hand clapping thing. Jordan Grace is over the straight face until he starts clapping and she just breaks character and starts laughing.
Yeah, exactly. Just awesome. But
whose side is he on? That's the big question.
Yes, exactly.
That's how he gets written off and goes to WWE.
You reckon? It could be.
I'm sure the fan speculation now being the mark and being all anti Joe Hendry, and that's how he's going to go. Yeah,
exactly. It's all coming out now. Now, obviously, on this past weekend's Victory Road, we had a massive match made for BFG. Of course, Leon Slater versus Javon Evans. When the WWE TNA partnership naysayers are out there saying that we're not going to get decent talent coming. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What a match that's gonna be. And if that doesn't sell tickets, well, bloody hell. That's going to be unbelievable.
People need to check out Leon Slater versus Myron Reed if they don't think that match isn't going to sell tickets.
Oh my God, that is incredible. And well, talking about Myron Reed and Leon Slater, obviously they both received the All-Star Awards for this past weekend's events as well. I quite like this. I like the way that they do it. Do you?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's absolutely super. What was that about Super Chat? $2. Hey, Joe.
Yeah, so from freaking Punk.
Oh, thank you ever so much, mate. Really, really appreciate it. Really do.
Cheers.
So I think that's going to be an incredible event. Now, listen, the last thing I wanted to talk about, Joe, and I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts in the chat because I know that everyone's going to have something to say on this, okay? What are your thoughts on the return of Tessa Blanchard?
Gia Miller is going to be pissed, and Jodie Fred after what they did to her. So I am looking forward to seeing this bring out the real mean Gia Miller in one way or another, even if she's just at ringside. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a good build for Jodie Fred too. It's so good to see Tessa back.
Do you? I mean, I honestly believe that this is their way of transitioning or making the most of Gia Miller, shall we say, even if they're not transitioning her into the ring full time.
Yeah.
I think, why would you not want to use her? Because she's a great wrestler. If anybody has actually seen her wrestle, she's actually pretty good.
And she's a fucking good manager too.
She's really good and a good mouthpiece. So, at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but I'm all for this. I think the way that they're building this with Tessa, I think is awesome. Tessa is like the super bitch.
Yeah.
And obviously the Vicky Crawford stuff that they're doing, I think the pair of them are amazing.
They work together so brilliantly. They bounce off each other perfectly.
It's almost like it's almost like they're best friends, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like when Danny Luna and Jodie Fred got together. They just clicked instantly, and you could see that these two are going to be a really good team. And the same with Zaya Brookside and Lei Ying Lee.
I mean, I'm sure before we get to Tessa versus Gia, because I'm sure that's coming. I'm absolutely positive that's coming. Then I feel that we're going to at least get a tag team match between Tessa, Tessa, Victoria Crawford, and Jodie Fred, Gia Miller. I'm sure that's coming. It's got to be. Freaking Punk, yes, buddy, I'm with you all the way. Tessa for me is one of the best things on TNA. I'm sorry,
one of the best things was she actually. She technically hasn't done anything that Gia Miller said not to do because she attacked her outside of the arena. It was all good as far as the test was concerned. It was fair game, and I thought that was brilliant too. That angle and everything was just perfect.
Mate, unbelievable stuff. And James, I hadn't heard that Mr. Anderson had signed full time. I'd heard that he'd signed like some sort of X amount.
Oh, if Mr. Anderson's back for good, then that's.
But if he's back full time, then that's fantastic. I'm all over that.
Let's have him versus Kazarian.
Even if he wasn't wrestling that much, he was more of a sort of managerial role. I mean, the guy is an amazing mouthpiece. And actually, anybody that knows Ken will know that he's got an incredible wrestling mind as well.
Yeah.
So even if he wasn't necessarily in the ring that long or whatever, or he would be great backstage producing matches, getting involved in storylines. I would have Ken there all day long. Yeah,
I can just imagine some of the stuff him and Sammy Callan will put together now. That would be amazing.
Can you imagine Sammy and Ken Anderson? Oh my God,
creative geniuses together.
Unbelievable, and of course Delirious. You've got three really talented people there. If they were working backstage and stuff, I think it's great. Absolutely brilliant. International Coffee Day. Well, do you know what, mate? I've got my Minnie Mouse mug. Let me show you. Look at that. My beautiful Minnie Mouse mug with some coffee, with some Cuban coffee, and a salted caramel syrup. How about that?
Lovely.
Absolutely delicious. Anyway, it's good stuff. I think it's great having Tessa Black, and I really think that people need to just seriously get behind this, because I think this could be one hell of a storyline we got going on here. I was hoping that we would get Gia bringing the macabre, but I'm not sure whether that's going to happen at the minute, because I know that, and I actually think that this is a MLW kind of trying to put a cock block in the way of it with putting the title on I've forgotten what his name is now.
Fulton.
No, he's not put it on Fulton. They put it on the other one, the one that's signed to MLW, or he's their champion now. They haven't put it on Fulton. They put it on the other one.
I'm not sure the one.
The one with the mask. I've forgotten his name. Somebody will say in the chat. They'll say it. They'll let us know in the chat. I thought Mr. Anderson did quite well in that match. I thought he was great. I mean, Mr. Anderson. I like the way that they got the crowd to do it. I thought that was the usual. It's just a classic old school thing, but I liked it. But yeah, so I'm well over the moon with Tessa. I think everybody that tunes into this show knows that I'm a massive fan of Tessa Blanchard, and I do not you know, I think everyone deserves a second chance. I think everyone deserves an opportunity of redemption, and she's doing a great job. Let's just face the fact, she's doing a great job so far. Okay, so guys, listen. I know you want to talk about NXT.
We'll get those soon.
That's gonna come a little bit later on. We're gonna talk about Victory Road. We're gonna do the review for Victory Road, and then we're gonna talk about NXT, because it makes no sense to talk about what happened after Victory Road before we've talked about Victory Road. So let's have a chat with that first, and then we'll move on. So let's start off with a countdown.
I'm not. What's this Mr. Anderson asshole gimmick?
Oh, that was his gimmick into your name, wasn't it? Oh, asshole. Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that. Okay, so the countdown show kicked off with an absolute banger.
Yeah.
We had Zach Wentz eventually defeating Cedric Alexander and Trey Miguel. Now, this is what an opening match should be. If you wanted to get people to buy into the fucking pay-per-view, this is what you need on the countdown show.
Definitely. This
right?
Was so cool.
Not some of the shit that we've had in recent months. You know, this is what you need. This kind of match is what you need on a countdown show. And boy, was it a match.
Yeah.
Great to see Zach, you know, getting the win. Absolutely loved it. Great match. Did you enjoy this one, Joe?
I loved it. The way it started off and Trey Miguel doing a sweet chin music style super kick rather than just a standard super kick as well, like not to Shawn Michaels knocking Wentz out. I thought, what the hell? I did not see that coming. I thought they would both team up against Cedric Alexander like everyone else. But when Trey just clocked Wentz and knocked him out, I thought, fucking hell, that was brilliant.
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. But it was a top match. Absolutely top match. And it just goes to show that the state of that sort of kind of what you would call, I don't know, X Division style, or, you know, that sort of the lighter weight talent is incredible in TNA. You know, and especially as all three of those guys are signed to TNA. So they're TNA talent.
Confirmed now that Cedric Alexander is officially signed to TNA. That's been confirmed.
Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. But that's how we kicked off the show. And if that's how they need to be kicking off the show all the time. We then move on to AJ Francis, who's hosting the latest edition of First Class Penthouse. Basically, as you would expect, Francis is insulting the fans of Edmonton before he is interrupted by his guest, of course, Matt Hardy. Francis thinks that First Class should be in the tables match between TNA World Tag Team Champions, the Hardys, and Team 3D at Bound for Glory. But Matt, of course, disagrees, and the tensions explode as Francis puts Matt through a table, and left Matt in a bit of a state, to be fair. I mean, good segment. These segments are always good. Do you enjoy it?
I did, yeah. It was good. Matt Hardy going for that table. My God, that was like that was just as good as when he deadlifted Joe Hendry and slammed him. I thought, wow, you can just see AJ Francis has got the best choke slam in the game right now.
Yeah.
But it was so good just to see him pissing, poking the bear, poking Matt Hardy, winding him up, saying he's not going to beat Team 3D. The fact that First Class should be tag team champions still, and all this. It was just great. And the match just has enough, as he does. Goes a step too far and crash and burn and deleted.
delete. Yeah, no, exactly, definitely.
Rich Swan sang with MLW. That's Paul Mathewson's asking where's Rich Swan gone. Rich Swan has sang with MLW.
Oh, I didn't know that. I was unaware of that. Oh yeah, I noticed Rich Swan has suddenly disappeared.
Yeah. I saw it on his Facebook page. You see Sam with MLW.
Man, what a waste. What a waste. Obviously TNA hadn't signed him then. They were just bringing him in.
Yeah.
On a handshake. Oh, what a shame. That's a real shame, that. Because it was good to see Rich back.
Yeah, I was really excited to see Rich back. I was hoping it would have been a bit longer.
Yeah, so what are they going to do with Francis now? Because obviously he's all on his Todd now.
He's going to go for the World Championship or the international title now.
Yeah, but First Class is a faction. So somehow he's got to bring somebody in, hasn't he?
Yeah. unless Rich Swann can get loaned out. But I'm pretty sure they'll think of something.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. We'll have someone joining him at some point. Now, the rest of the system will be banned from ringside when Moose battles Mustafa Ali for the Hardcore World Advantage tonight. But Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, and a returning JDC went a piece of Order 4. And Director of Authority Morella makes it official. So basically, Victory Road then goes off air. So we then get the system versus Order 4 opening up Victory Road.
What a banger!
Yeah,
great match. I loved this match so much.
Oh mate, the system band together to neutralize Special Agent Zero. I think they're calling him that.
Yeah.
Sending him over the top rope to the floor. JDC hits the Hawk through the Falcon Arrow, but Skyler breaks the pin. Moments later, JDC soars with Down and Dirty to pin Hotch for the 3. So the system get the win over Order 4. What are your thoughts on this Agent Zero? He's a big dude.
He's huge. He's like a much more intimidating version of Big Cass. He's a hell of a look. He looks a lot taller than Big Cass, and he's a hell of a lot more.
Wait, to me, I think he's about the same sort of size as Moose, I believe.
Yeah,
I think him and Moose are sort of kind of.
He seems a lot taller than he probably actually is, but he is really, really intimidating.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's definitely a big guy
that we've been looking for ages. We finally fucking got him in Agent Zero. My God, they picked the right guy.
Yeah, he's a big old dude. Hey, Chris, nice to see you, mate. Thanks for joining us. I didn't notice you sneak in either NXT Bike 1 as well. I never saw you sneak in there, which is good to see. What is the history? Where is the big guy like? Where he come from? So I believe he is a Canadian guy. Am I right? Am I right in thinking? I've forgotten his actual name.
No idea. I found his name somewhere. I think I shared it into the group chat on Twitter that we were in. But
yeah, I'm sure he was someone that appeared on. Do you remember when they did that USA versus Canada? That was it called Border Brawl?
Yeah,
I'm sure he was on that card. So I think they found him there, and I think they possibly signed him there, or they brought him in then. But yeah, that's what I think. But anyway, TNA President Carlos Silva and the Director of Authority and Santino Marella are in the ring as Knockouts World Champion Ash by Elegance makes a special announcement. Ash is emotional as she reveals that she is no longer able to compete. Ash announces that she is stepping away from in-ring competition and reluctantly forfeits the Knockouts World title. Now, the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team title, which between the Inspiration and the Elegance brand, will now take place this Thursday on Impact. Right now, there will be a battle royale where the final 2 knockouts will compete in a match later tonight to crown the new Knockouts World Champion. Well, before we go into that, I've not seen any kind of I've not seen any announcements or any sort of news on why Ash has obviously stepped away from in-ring competition, because this has obviously come out of the blue in the last sort of week or so.
Yeah.
Because obviously, as far as they were aware, that none of that was going to that wasn't going to happen. Otherwise, they wouldn't have put a title on there. I'm pretty sure of that. But have you seen anything, Joe?
No, I've not seen anything. And as far as I'm concerned, if it's a personal matter, then I'd rather it be left at that. I'd rather not know than have rumors. I'd rather get an answer from Ash herself when she's ready to talk about it than some random website from that, So if it's a personal matter, if it's an injury or anything like that, I just hope we will see her in the future, and all the best to her. Because I was absolutely devastated when I saw that she had to vacate the title.
It's just real sad because, like you said, I think she I don't know. I think she was over the moon to win the title.
Yeah.
So, you know, she didn't look injured.
She filled that gap that Deonna Purrazzo and Jordan Grace did. That left, and she only like joined the company at the start of the year or sometime last year, and she filled it in that quickly. And she's been absolutely amazing every week since she's been on.
I don't know what the injury. I mean, they're saying that on Wikipedia is saying that she's injured, but I don't know what that injury. She didn't look injured. Do you know what I mean? Like she was walking fine, and you know there was no. She didn't have you know sling on or anything like that. So I don't know. It's really weird. I thought it's just really weird. To me, I thought maybe it was some sort of mental thing, or you know, something was going on. I don't know, but anyway, okay. Let's move on to the actual match itself. So the first include NXT's Kalani Jordan turns up, Lei Ying Lee, Zaya Brookside, Danny Luna, Cassie Lee, Jessie McKay, Jodie Threat, Maggie Lee, and of course Heather By Elegance. In the end, it comes down to Kalani Jordan and Lei Ying Lee. Now, I was sure that Lei Ying Lee was going to win then, right? Who will now face each other later tonight for you know, a vacant Knockouts World title with Indy Hartwell as special guest referee. So it's got down to those two. That's where we were heading. Okay?
I was hoping Danny Luna would be the one.
I did. I couldn't believe she got eliminated so quickly. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What did you think of it though? I mean, as a match. I mean, obviously the match itself was obviously put together quite late by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the match itself? I'm on the car. I'm definitely on board with Paul right now.
So single foot. Yeah. I have to agree. I wasn't overly impressed with the match itself. I was just disappointed Danny Luna didn't go to the end. I would rather have seen Danny Luna versus Lei Ying Lee or Danny Luna versus the NXT talent. But because Lei Ying Lee also lost to Mance Warner as well, so she's lost 2 matches in a row, and they've both been at the end of a battle royal. So she's not looking good for the Angels' Wings. It's not looking good for them. Right? Their biggest hardest hitter is them not knocked out twice.
See, I'm on board here with Norris. He's right. It could have been the perfect time to elevate Danny Luna.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. You know, other than, you know, let's piss off the fans a bit more. For the whole TNA versus NXT stuff. I don't know, but and I think you're right. I think Kalani was there to be originally the surprise kind of, you know, challenge for the title. Yeah, for the title, you know, the title match, it would have been her against Kalani, which I think would have been a fantastic match. I would have been all for it. And of course, you know, it's with it being the fact that Kalani, I think at some point was aligned with Ash, I believe.
Yeah, they were a team in the NXT, I think. So they know each other really well.
So they would have known each other well. They've had a good match. I think it would have been really good. But anyway, after all that had gone down, Gia Miller interviews Indy Hartwell, who promises to call it right down the middle, mate. Right down the middle tonight. Hartwell will challenge the champion on October 12th at Bound for Glory. What a kit she had, though, eh? What do you think of that? Hey, that outfit. Oof. Oh, yeah. Pretty good stuff. But after, obviously, a fun matchup, the hometown man and Matt Cardona defeated the Nemesis. What was your thought? I really like this. Again, right, I am such a fan of HTM. I am all over it. Love it.
I was actually surprised. I watched Victory Road after I'd written the whole description for this tonight's podcast. So I originally thought that the hometown man had lost because I read what happened after the match. So when the match was over, I was shocked that the hometown man actually won because I thought he'd lost this match. So that itself. So he's still undefeated. Never mind that Cody Deaner lost every match for like over a year. The hometown man is like it's just like that whole part of the story on its own is brilliant in itself. making light of a really, really shit situation he was in. I think that's brilliant. And the match was really good fun. Matt Cardona and Nick Nemeth really went to hell on each other as well, which is good to see.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I hope we see them square off again, because they had some good matches in WWE, and they've proven that they know each other so well that they can do it all over again in TNA.
Yes, 100%. I'm totally down with that. I think it was some good stuff, some really, really good stuff going on. Everyone's getting to really showcase their abilities, which I think is fantastic. But after the match, Joe, the Nemeths retaliate with a blindside attack on Cardona and HTM. Nick unmasks the hometown man, but obviously we don't get to see his face. He was
you get to see the beard, but you don't see the face.
All you saw was a beard. We knew he had a beard. I mean, let's face it, anyone can have a beard.
Yeah, but never saw that big before.
There's a lot of people have not thought about and not mentioned is hometown man could be delirious.
Yeah.
Has anybody thought about that?
Yeah.
He could be delirious. Delirious has got a beard just like that. Got a
might not have the same tattoos, but he's got the beard. He's got
definitely same body type and everything. I'm sorry,
almost the same move style. I'd love to see the hometown man do some of the side tips like Delirious did.
Yeah. Anyway, next bite one. You're right. He is invincible. The hometown man is invincible. Big fan of hometown man. I love to see the hometown man turn up in Clacton-on-Sea where I live. He would wearing a Clacton-on-Sea FC shirt would be pretty awesome. But yeah, fantastic stuff. In a very good showdown, Mike Santana locked up with NXT Ridge Holland. Mike Santana obviously eventually defeated him. This was a really good match. I mean, I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, Ridge Holland, blah blah blah." Who the fuck's he? What a load of rubbish. But he's good in the ring. And I thought this was a really good match. And I thought Ridge gave Mike a good run for his money. What do you think?
I had no idea he was a British wrestler. I thought that was just a name that WWE gave a random guy. So I didn't know he was a British wrestler. So that alone was like, wow. And the fact that he was allowed to show how good he was in ability, like, well, he can't be a WWE wrestler. Don't let them do that. Don't let the British wrestlers be that good, especially if they're English. Yeah. but my God, this was a good match, and I hope he gets a big push now in NXT or wherever he's going back to.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I think he was great inside the ring.
Brilliant.
A lot of people give him a lot of grief. He's a bit of a boring character, etc. Maybe he is. I think maybe, I don't know, because I don't really know him that well. Because you and I both were not really watching much NXT stuff. I believe he was probably on NXT UK at some point, I would imagine. But it's got Ridge Holland was injured wrestling Moose at the tapings and has to have surgery. Oh, what a shame! I didn't hear that, but there you go. After the match, Holland provides a distraction so that TNA World Champion Tricky Williams can take out Santana with the title belt. Williams stands over a fallen Santana. Bit of story. We knew that everyone was like, we didn't even know Trick was here. Trick wasn't meant to be here, and all that kind of stuff. So we love all that selling of the, not supposed to be there stuff. Very unexpected. Blah blah blah. Surprise attack. What are your thoughts?
It's like you said pretty much all I need to say is just building on the Trick Williams and Mike Santana storyline and the NXT versus TNA storyline. They're juggling them between the two faces of the opposite franchises.
Okay, I'm good. TNA could build up Ridge Holland and give him personality. Yeah, but I mean, you're probably right. I mean, what's interesting is that TNA can take guys that don't necessarily get over initially in TNA, and they seem to be able. I mean, look at Steve Maclin, right? Yeah. Steve Maclin. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't bad in NXT from what some of the stuff I've seen. But his kind of development as a character within TNA has been unbelievable.
Skyrocketed.
Yes. Has he improved as a wrestler? Yeah, of course he has, because he's getting to wrestle more and everything's improved. But what I think is more than anything else is that they've just allowed him to bring out his own personality more.
Yeah.
And he's got an amazing voice. Like Steve Maclin's got an amazing voice, right? When he talks, for wrestling, because it's a very sort of gruff, kind of like manly voice, right? So I fantastic. I got all the time in the world for Steve Maclin, one of my favorites, as it stands right now. But it's good stuff. Now, Matt Hardy eventually gets cleared, obviously, to compete against AJ Francis, of course, later on tonight. That was in the next segment, which was interesting. It was almost like Matt was sort of begging the doctor.
Yeah,
to
he was
let him
saying,
fight.
"You're going to do it, or I'm going to delete you," basically. And you don't want to
delete. Yeah, that was basically what he was saying. So we had that. That was another segment. Now, we then move on to the next match, which is obviously Mustafa Ali versus Moose.
Fucking good match.
This went down a bit like this, really. So Ali dives through the ropes, sending Moose crashing into the steel guardrail. Ali counters a powerbomb attempt into the Canadian Destroyer for 2. Oh, yes, that was cool. Ali goes for a springbar, but Moose counters into Go to Hell for a near fall of his own. Moose hits the spear from out of nowhere, but Ali gets his foot on the bottom rope. Ali hits a back body drop as Moose collides with the steel ring steps. That was tough.
Yeah, the height that he sent Moose.
Oh my God.
The body drop, that was incredible.
Yes. Ali hits the 450 to Moose, stands up. Ali dances get up on the apron to distract the referee. Tasha Steelz is disguised as one of the dancers as she delivers a low blow to Moose. Ali then capitalizes with another 450 to get the win over Moose. Now, for me, this is up there as one of the best matches of the night.
One of my favorites. One of my favorite matches of the night, and the finish was brilliant. All of the 4 bang from ringside. So how do we get around that? I thought that was excellent. That caught me off guard until right at the end when Tasha still took her mask off and you see it's actually her. I had no idea what the hell was going on. I thought there was going to be somebody else joining over the 4, and then Tasha still went, "Oh fuck me! How can I not see that coming?" But the match itself was incredible. I loved all the in-ring action in this. It's one of my favorite matches of the night.
Yeah. I mean, so far, we've not had a bad match, have we? Apart from the Battle Royal.
The Battle Royal, but we won't talk about that. So
I'm going to pass over, and I'll tell you why, because I think that match was obviously thrown together at the last minute.
Yeah.
And to be fair, when you throw a match together like that, I think sort of kind of battle royales and all those sort of kind of over the top, all those sort of matches, they're never like the best wrestling matches. You know what I mean? They're fun, but they're never the best wrestling matches. Okay, so that means obviously that Mustafa Ali earns an advantage over Bang for Glory. So there you go. Okay, so before the match begins, we're now going into Joe Hendry versus Eric Young. Now, before the match begins, Young claims that Hendry is unable to compete after being attacked earlier tonight. Hendry is less than 100%, but pushes through the pain, and in the match is on. Hendry gains momentum with the fall away slam, followed by an Olympic slam for 4-2. Young banks his back with his signature top rope elbow drop. Young hits pile driver, but it's not enough. Young blocks the referee's vision and delivers a low blow to Hendry. Travis Williams and Judas Icarus stop Young from using a steel chair. Hendry hits a standing ovation into the chair to get the 3 count.
That's a good match. Really good match.
Well, it was a good match. There was a lot going on. I honestly thought that this is the match that basically Hendry was going to get.
Yeah, I did. I thought this is where Eric Young is going to be the one to cull Joe Hendry, cleanse Joe Hendry, and then Joe Hendry's going to be gone. But this and Tom Hannafin, at the end saying that TNA will always be Joe Hendry's home. That sort of struck a note with a lot of people too. Does that mean Joe Hendry's going to be going next soon, or what does that mean? Is there a hidden meaning behind it all and all this sort of rubbish?
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yeah. I mean, like I said, Mir's saying, did Joe Hendry have his last match? No,
yeah,
he didn't. He's billed for Bound for Glory, so he definitely didn't. He's also on the posters for Final Resolution. So he's here to the end of the year, mate.
yeah,
I honestly felt at the time, I didn't realise that at the time, but I honestly felt that there was a possibility that Joe was going to get cleansed at that point.
yeah. He'd get cleansed or he'd turn heel or something. But no.
My problem is with this whole cleanse thing is that, like, it's the same with when we have Violent by Design with Eric. It's a similar type of thing, but like Eric's losing. I don't get it. If you've got some badass cleansing people or being violent by design or whatever, they should be winning. They should be kicking people's asses. But it doesn't seem to be panning out that way. And I think that's the trouble with these kind of storylines. If you don't have someone like Eric Young who's being a badass and claiming to do this, claiming to do that, scaring people, jumping people, claiming to cleanse people, all that kind of stuff. If they're not winning matches, it makes them look weak. So I don't understand it. But anyway, let's move on. Following, obviously, their physical confrontation earlier tonight, Matt Hardy reveals that his match against AJ Francis will now be a tables match. Woohoo!
Yay!
Francis is in control after hitting Tennessee Whiskey in the corner. Francis hits a big boot before setting up the table. Francis charges, but Hendry sidesteps, causing Francis to crash through the table. Matt hits a tornado DDT out of the corner.
Old school Hardy.
Old school. Minutes later, Francis whips a chair at the head of Matt. Francis is playing to the crowd, allowing Matt to recover and hit the side effect off Matt turnbuckle. Francis swings and misses with the title belt at Matt, hits the twist of fate. Matt uses the title belt as a weapon, then puts Francis through a table with a top rope leg drop.
Vintage Hardy.
Okay, for me, this was a vintage Hardy match. I'm not going to lie. This was what you'd expect from a Matt Hardy tables match. Didn't enjoy it. Not going to lie. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. So if I was to give it, like, if you'd say what's your star rating on this one, I'd say 3 maybe. Because I did it was okay, but it wasn't like setting the world alight, right?
I enjoyed it. But I'm a huge Hardy fan, so I'm going to be praising the Hardys end to end. But I thought, but I loved it. It really did. It was another match that really allowed AJ Francis to show what he can do as well. What he's going to show with some really big names. It's giving him more spotlight, so it works out for him as well. Win or lose, but it's again not like Tom Hudson said. It's like a preview of what's to come at Bound for Glory, although with guys more Matt size. So
yeah. He's a big guy, isn't he, Francis? Though.
Yeah, he's towers over Matt. It's like what?
Yeah, he is a big. I like to see him against Agent Zero. But anyway, so up next we've got we've got the Knockouts title match. So obviously newly crowned Lei Ying Lee is on NXT's Collide with Indy Hartwell, special guest referee. Jordan locks in a single leg Boston Crab. Lee fights through, picks her off at the top of the Hurricane Rana. Jordan delivers a series of strikes, but Lee fires back. Lee hits the Blue Thunder Bomb, but it's not enough to keep Jordan down. The fight spills to the outside where Lee hits the thudding mid-air powerbomb. Back in the ring, Jordan soars with a top rope frog splash from another near fall. Jordan inadvertently takes out Hartwell. Lee also has Jordan beat following a spin kick. Again, another situation where the TNA wrestler
gets screwed by the referee.
Gets screwed. Yeah, and in
by
exactly
the
same way. Yeah, but they keep pinning them. What gets me is it's the same way they do it every single time. So they allow the TNA star to pin the NXT star for more than a 3 count, but the referee is always never there, or there's always something going on. So in other words, they're kind of keeping or they think they're keeping the TNA star looking strong,
Yeah.
while the NXT star goes over them, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's you can't just keep doing the same thing all the time.
No.
But anyway, Hartwell is late to make the count. Jordan recovers and connects with one of a king to become the new Knockouts World Champion. So Kalani Jordan defeats Lei Ying Lee, and becomes the new Knockouts World Champion. Now, okay, I could see why people are pissed. Are they just taking an opportunity here to piss people off more in this whole TNA versus NXT thing, or what? I don't know, or is there a possibility that Kalani Jordan is going to align herself with TNA, or what? I just don't.
Yeah,
I'm not
she's
sure.
leading the women's TNA team against the NXT team
Which
next
makes
week as
sense.
well.
It does make sense because she's the TNA.
Yeah. So it's like what's happening?
She's not a TNA rostered talent, which is
Exactly.
frustrating. But we'll move on. We'll move on to that when we talk about NXT. Now, after the match, TNA President Carla Silver awards the Knockouts World Championship to Kalani Jordan, and she is congratulated by Lei Ying Lee and of course, Ash By Elegance. There you go. So that all goes down. I mean, she's a very good wrestler.
She's amazing. I thought I've seen a lot of people complaining about her on NXT for some reason. She was their first women's North American champion, and seeing that match, that's the first match I've actually seen of hers, and she was absolutely incredible. She blew me away in this match.
I'm sorry, but I am in 100% agreement. I think she's a really good wrestler, and it's good to see her on TNA TV. Now, Frankie Kazarian challenges Steve Maclin for the TNA International Championship. If you remember, Joe, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I said to you that the only title that I could see
Kazarian winning
would be this one.
Yeah.
Right. I never expected it tonight, but I thought this would be the one. Now, Maclin is control as he connects with the Olympic Slam. There's a lot of Olympic Slams going on tonight. Maclin hits his signature running knee, followed by the jar headbutt. I love that one. Kazarian counters, caught in the crosshairs, into a cutter for 2. Maclin hits the superplex, then drives his knee into the back of Kazarian's neck. Luckily for Kazarian, he rolls out of the ring before Maclin can secure a pin attempt. Maclin avoids the flux capacitor, but misses the follow-up aerial offense. Triple A's El Mesias confronts Maclin at ringside. Kazarian capitalizes and goes low on Maclin. Kazarian hits the slingshot cutter to win the TNA International Championship. Now, obviously, if there hadn't been any distractions, then Maclin would have obviously not lost to Frankie Kazarian, in my opinion. But I can see what they're doing here because they're now going to tie Steve up now with Frankie. They're also giving Frankie they're giving him a title.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying he deserves it and all that kind of stuff. So it's nice to see him get a title. But a lot of people have said, what we've not seen anything with regards to AAA for some time. Well, here we go. El Mesias has just turned up. And the dude is a beast.
Yeah, he's former TNA wrestler too.
Oh, well, there you go. So it's very, very interesting. But again, like you say, we're seeing we're seeing that interaction now. Not only WWE, but we're getting NXT and we're getting AAA now as well. So it's all starting to sort of kind of mix in together. Could we see a Worlds Collide in 2026, which is TNA? NXT,
that would be cool.
AAA.
That would be really cool.
That would be fantastic.
See which side the Raider Kid goes for.
Unbelievable.
He's in between all three, so it's like, what the fuck's he gonna?
But all I have to say is, I'm sure that Craig would have been happy with this one.
Yeah,
I think Craig would have enjoyed
that. I'm glad Kazarian won, but I was hoping it wouldn't have been due to interference. I was hoping he would have won it on his own merit. one of them through interference. That's the only thing that I don't like about this match, is that how it ended. But I loved the match altogether. It was fucking brilliant. It was just what I expected from both of them in terms of in-ring ability and putting on a good show. It's just the way it ended. I was so annoyed about. It's like really, you're going to end it that way? Yeah, even the kick on the ropes, that was technically legal. So
yeah, that's interesting. Jake, what Dead Punk saying there? Saying Frankie should drop it to Jake something.
Yeah, well, he did say to Jake something. If you have my back, I'll give you the title shot when I become champion. So now Jake's going to hold to that either way, because he did.
Well, I'm sure that between he's going to obviously want to hold that out, isn't he? He's going to be like, well, I can't give it you straight away. We've got and all that kind of stuff. So that should be interesting. Now it's main event time, Joe. It's main event time. We've got Leon Slater obviously putting his X Division title on the line against the young goat himself, of course, Myron Reed, the man that's the man lucky enough to end up with Killer Kelly. But there you go. The action is fast and furious as both competitors match each other's pace. Slater catches Reed in midair and plants him with Utopia. Slater hits the big boot and soars over the ring post with the big play. Slater, I love that move.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we first saw that?
Yeah, I was like,
oh my god.
It was going to hit me in the bloody head.
Unbelievable. Yeah, because he literally landed in front of us.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Anyway, Slater hits a big boot, then soars over the ring post with a big blind play. Reed avoids a Swanton 450, but is caught with a leg lariat. Reed hits Stun Dog Millionaire on the outside, followed by Flame On. Reed almost puts Slater away with a 450, but it's not enough. Slater counters Reed's offense into a twisting suplex, then successfully hits a Swanton 450 to retain. What a...
Yeah. Where the hell did that suplex come from? That was amazing.
Now, here we go. If the saying "save the best till last," there it is. That saying was definitely this
match of the year alongside Leon Slater versus Moose.
I mean, this was such a good match. Such a good match. Reed stole the show, in my opinion. I was rooting for him, but by the end, he was fantastic. Myron Reed is an amazing wrestler. We've been, how long, Joe, have I been championing Myron Reed to be signed?
Oh, pretty much since we became a weekly review show. So about 3 or 4 years.
Can't be. 3 or 4 years, I've been saying Myron Reed should be signed.
2025.
Like when he was still signed to MLW, I was saying we need to get Myron Reed. That's the dude. And yeah, what a fantastic talent this guy is. And what a great, incredible main event, a fantastic way to end the show. Now, after the match, Leon Slater receives a message from NXT's Javon Evans. Santino Marella announces that they will face off for the X Division title at Bound for Glory.
Yeah,
the crowd go absolutely insane.
Slater goes insane too. He's really hyped up about this one too.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I saw some reactions on YouTube after this from people like watching this segment going, "Oh, could it be Javon? Is it going to be Javon Evans? Is it?" And there he was, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" This is going to be incredible.
That's what really got Chris Sabin's soundbite again.
I'm absolutely, I just cannot wait for Bound for Glory right now. Some of the stuff we're going to get on that show is going to be insanely good. And those tickets, mate, I'm telling you, that place, the roof, the place is going to be absolutely rammed to the rafters. And the roof is going to be blown off with that match alone. So, yeah. Incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible stuff. That match's going to be very bouncy.
Definitely.
Yeah, you could be right, Barry. You could be right. And I agree, Myron Reed needs a signature on a contract, man. He really does. Unbelievable. Right, okay. So that was our review of Victory Road. And I loved it. I thought it was a great show. I'm giving it 8 out of 10, Joe. What about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same, but 8 out of 10. Yeah.
And what dragged it down, obviously, was the terrible news of Ash, and the fact that the I thought that the battle royale was just so bad.
Yeah.
It was an awful match, and I think that's pretty much what's dragged it down for me, really, from a 9. I think it would have been a 9, but that match takes it down to an 8. But yeah, really good show. I really enjoyed it, and I think if anyone was checking out TNA for the first time, they would not have been disappointed with that show. What do you think?
Definitely. It's just so good. A really, really good. Another solid show from TNA. They've just been back-to-back solid shows all year.
Yeah, man. Unbelievable. Right, let's have a look at NXT, shall we? Or should we say TNXXA or whatever now? Because
TNX, I don't know. I'm going to just completely confuse myself, so I'm not even going to bother trying.
Yeah, it should be TNNXT now, I think, if you ask me, because this was a very, very heavy TNA related NXT, don't you think?
Yeah. From what
There
I
was
can
so much.
see.
There was so much related to TNA. This past Tuesday, just so much, unbelievable. Okay, so let's go to the main thing. So, Director of Authority Santino Marella announced that Mike Santana would captain the men's team, while new TNA Knockouts World Champion, the NXT roster member Kalani Jordan, would captain the women's team for the Survivor Series style matches. Now, as you say, weird.
Yeah,
I get that she's now the Knockouts champ, but it makes I don't get it.
No, it makes no sense.
I do have a theory, though. I do have a theory, and we'll talk about it in a second. NXT General Manager, of course, Ava revealed the NXT team captains, NXT Champion Ricky Saints and NXT Women's Champion JC Jane will be the captains. Matt Cardona got involved in the match between Josh Briggs and Miles Bourne for a spot on the NXT men's team. Cardona stopped Briggs from using his chain as a weapon, allowing Bourne to capitalize and score the victory. Mike Santana and Kalani Jordan were all unsure of whose side Joe Hendry and Jordan Grace would be on. So they're not leaving next week up to chance. As a result, neither of them will be picked for Team TNA. Now, it's really weird because the way Mike and Jordan were interacting on it was almost like Kalani was signed to TNA.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was really odd. Anyway, here are the complete teams. This is what we've got. So the men team's going to be Mike Santana, Frankie Kazarian, Moose, and Leon Slater. What a team. That's a great name.
Bangers.
Right. NXT, we've got Ricky Saints, we've got Trick Williams, Javon Evans, which is inevitable, and Miles Bourne. Okay, that is
a good lineup.
I think that both that's going to be some incredible shit going on there. Now, from the women's side of things, it's a bit odd. Now, and I'm going to go into this in a second. TNA women's team, okay? You've got Kalani Jordan, who is NXT roster talent. No, it doesn't make sense. You've got Cassie Lee. We've got Jessie McKay. We've got Mara Sade. So what we have there, and this is the thing, what we have there, and let's see, this is the other thing as well. The other thing I was going to say is the men's team are all fully rostered TNA talents. They're TNA guys. I was expecting Matt Cardona to end up in.
Yeah, I thought he would be. I thought it would be
instead of Frankie Kazarian. I thought it was going to be Matt Cardona.
I thought it would be at least 5v5. So then they'd have Matt Cardona or Steve Maclin on the two.
Oh yeah, there's a possibility as well. I never thought about that. Okay, but when you look at the women's team, right, every single one of those is former WWE talents.
Yeah, that's the first thing that I noticed reading it now.
Not really... one of those is, were originally. They're not like a TNA original, or you haven't got a Jody Threat in there. You haven't got
Danny Luna,
or people that you would like to have on that team, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how's Mara Shade been added? She's only been in TNA for like fucking a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I find it a little bit frustrating, to be honest. You know, I mean, you could have had like By Elegance in there.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? For me, I don't know. Anyway, then you've got the NXT women's team: JC Jane, Jada Parker, Soul Rocker, Lola Vice. Yeah, I mean, even do you know what, El? I mean, I would have even been happier, right, if you had Zaya Brookside in there, because at least she's been signed to TNA for like 18 months or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm not 100% happy with the TNA women's team.
No,
I'll be honest. I think there's much better. I mean, what about? I mean, even Lei Ying Lee you could have had in there.
Yeah, it's
but again, still, even if she was in there, again, ex NXT.
Yeah. Put Rosemary and Killer Kelly in there, and then
Killer Kelly would have been a good one. Yeah, Killer Kelly would have been brilliant. Not so much
Rosemary and Killer Kelly. They've both been on NXT a few times, so it would have been great to see them back into in NXT.
That would have made sense as well, wouldn't it? That would have all made sense as well. But there you go. Anyway, so, but you know, I mean, the NXT women's team, I'd say, is really good. I mean, Soul Rocker we know is great. Lola Vice is great. Jada Parker we know is good, and obviously JC Jane we know is pretty awesome because she's been on TNA a few times. So, I don't know. I mean, potentially we've got some good matches. I mean, I'm not saying that the TNA team isn't good. I'm just saying it's a bit frustrating.
Uninspiring.
Yes, it's just a shame it's not like a Danny Luna, a Jody Threat, or you know what I mean. I don't know. That's the way I see it anyway. Okay, so both locker rooms surrounded the ring for the NXT versus TNA Summit. And it turned into a wall-to-wall brawl as NXT went off the air. Now, meanwhile, you've got the TNA X Division champion Lei Ying Lee cross paths with Javon Evans as they expressed excitement for their upcoming dream match at Bound for Glory. They confronted by the Culling, who laid out a challenge for a tag team match later in the night. Slater and Evans used their exhilarating offense to triumph over Sean Spears and Nico Vance. So that's pretty cool. Leon getting an opportunity. It was fantastic. Then we get Mustafa Ali made some surprise appearance. And this is what I'm talking about. So when you look at the talents that are being allowed to go to NXT, most of them are former WWE NXT talents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is that clever in the sense that people will know them? And be a little bit more invested in those particular people, because obviously the WWE fan base is potentially slightly different to the TNA one. They're trying to draw obviously the NXT talent, audience onto TNA, the TNA audience onto NXT. So that's what this is all about. Okay, maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know, but Mustafa Ali made a surprise appearance, demanding from Ethan Page the NXT North American title opportunity that he earned several years ago and never received. It will finally happen next Tuesday at Showdown. Okay. So then TNA World Tag Team Champions, the Hardys, declare victory in the winner takes all match against NXT Tag Team Champions, DarkState, next week. Are we going to see finally a tag
TNA
team
talent
TNA talent or signed talent take the NXT Tag Team Championship?
I hope so. I hope the Hardys don't lose the bloody belts and then they go into Bound for Glory with nothing. It's just going to really take away a hell of a lot from that match, and the Hardys at the end of the Hardys and TNA in general, to have them lose the tag team titles on NXT and then go through Bound for Glory with basically nothing to lose.
But what I'm saying is it potentially a way of them taking those titles off them so that the focus is purely on the last tables match as a tables match? The titles are not involved in it. And then they're going to give them to DarkState. So DarkState will then have the TNA and NXT tag titles.
I hope it doesn't come to that, because I will be pissed soon. I will be really pissed.
It's going to proper piss me off.
Yeah.
If that happens. I just cannot see it. Somewhere along the line, we need a TNA talent to take an NXT title.
Yeah.
We've got to, because where's like it's all doom and gloom otherwise, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a much more well-respected version of what happened with AEW and TNA.
We just got to somewhere along the line. TNA have got to get something over on NXT, and I don't know. I could see it being that one personally, but we'll see. I mean, and a lot of people I've noticed are saying that it could be Mustafa Ali taking the title off Ethan Page.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somewhere along the line, the NXT have to lose a title.
Definitely.
To sort of kind of even the score a little bit.
Yeah. Or at least have Shawn Michaels take on Santino Marella and Santino give a win.
Oh, that would be good. Santino just beating Shawn Michaels.
Switching music versus the Cobra.
Nobody kicks out of the Cobra, baby. No one. But yeah, so there's some interesting stuff going on at the moment.
Friggin' Punk's like, I fucking hope not. I actually do. I put a Shawn Michaels meme up on my YouTube channel. Underneath, I said I'm team TNA, by the way, but I'd love to see Santino Marella versus Shawn Michaels there. So I wanted to carry that forward because I really do go back to Scum because that would be really cool.
Yeah, man. Totally. I'm with you, Dead Punk. I think that's what's happening. I honestly believe that we're going to see the first NXT title go to TNA, and it's going to be that one.
Yeah,
I do. I believe that's what's going to happen, but we'll see. And I agree. They're setting the Hardys up to be the greatest tag team of all time, which would be awesome. Yeah, it would be awesome. I'm all for that. I'm all for it. Okay, is my mug leaking? I love this mug. Anyway, okay. So this Thursday, Joe. Looking forward to this Thursday. And unless anything's been released, I don't know if anyone can add anything in the chat. But unless anything's been released, the only thing that's actually billed for this Thursday is the Elegance brand versus the Inspiration Knockouts tag title match.
Yeah. That's all I found all week.
And I am 100% convinced that the titles will be going to the Inspiration.
I hope not. I really do. I want the Elegance brand to keep them for a lot longer. They've just broken the record for the longest reigning knockouts women only knockouts tag team champions because no one's going to beat Eric Young versus ODB.
No, of course. But that was not the knockouts title. That was the knock up. That was the knocked up tag team title. But anyway, I honestly believe that's what they're doing. That they're transitioning the title over to the Inspiration because they feel the Inspiration is more of a draw.
Yeah, but I'll be fucking pissed if that happens so much.
Well, it is true. They probably are more of a draw. I'm not going to lie. I think they probably are. If they've got more of a long-term commitment out of the Inspiration, then it'd be interesting to see where they go with it. As far as I was aware, they're only signed until BFG.
Yeah. As
far as I'm aware. So unless something has changed and they're happy and they want to carry on and they've extended, and that's why they're potentially looking to put the titles on them to get the most out of that, possibly. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, that could be the TNA NXT tag titles on the line at Bound for Glory. It could be the case. There's no doubt about that. I agree. I think they are a good tag team. And I hope they don't break up as well. But I think we'll see. What's that? Kalani called the Inspiration as the new Knockouts team champions when she introduced them last night. Oh, really? Was it live last night?
Don't know.
That's a potential mistake then, because that's sort of almost. Was she referring to them as former? Because they are former tag team champions. Is that what she meant?
I don't know. If not, then that's a spoiler, and that's going to
Yeah, that's a mistake, and I think they're probably hoping that everybody's missed it.
Yeah. Well, Mary doesn't miss a thing, so.
No, he doesn't. No, Mary he doesn't miss anything. But anyway, that's all we've got. Build. I don't think anything else has been put out, Joe.
No, nothing that I've seen on.
No, which is a real shame. But anyway, looking at the time, I think that's probably about all we got time for this week. But we've had a good old chat.
Yeah.
About what's been going on, so we've done well. But guys, also if you if you want to show the show some support, the UK team, please feel free to drop us a super chat, or feel free to subscribe to the channel. It all helps. It really does. It really helps us keep this show going. These StreamYards and stuff like that, these restream stuff, it's not cheap, it's not free, we have to pay for it. So if you do want to super chat us, or you do fancy subscribing to the channel, then that would be absolutely fan-dabby-docious. Thank you. But you can also head over to prowrestlingtees.com and Total Nonstop Impact for some great shirts, or head over to our exclusive Spreadshirt store. Links, of course, are below. Talking about all of that, of course, you could also head over to bbdwear.com if you wanted to go and check out the Bison stuff too. All TNA shows are available to all of you listening on the Go Fans audio only via SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you list your favorite shows. We, of course, are there. Joe, where can we find you on the socials, bud?
Oh wow, where can you find me? You can find me on Twitter at JOK_empty_space. You can look for #empty_space, #into_the_void, or #dailygiggle on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. But approach and never mind, and you just might keep your sanity.
Sanity. Yes, that would be very cool. Okay, and if you want to follow TNI on the socials, of course, we are everywhere at We Talk Impact. So go and check that out on the Instanet, on the Facebotch, of course, as J-Ben calls it, and of course on the Twitter sphere. We are there. Okay, guys, go and check us out. If you want to find out more, of course, I am Lord Bison 45 on the Twitter, on the X, whatever you want to call it. TikTok, you can grab me at Bison by Design. I also have a TikTok shop where I'm selling all.
Oh no, that time his connection's gone right now. Not one microphone signing off. Oh God. Right, I'll continue on. Yeah, you can check out the Bryson stuff at bbdwear.com to check all of his clothes and stuff, his clothing brand stuff there. Or it's also on the TikTok market at Bison by Design. I'm not entirely sure of what else the TikTok stuff is, because I don't use TikTok. So, but generally, go to bbdwear.com and you'll also see everything you can there. And apart from that, if you that's all we've got time for. So if you enjoyed everything, please give us a thumbs up. If you try and read the script. I've done this so many times, so I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I'm back.
Here we go.
Yes, guys, sorry about that. So yeah, Bison by Design, brand of clothing at bbdwear.com. To make sure that you go and check that out. I've got some fantastic deals on it at the moment. Okay, guys, there's 30% off selected hoodies on bbdwear.com. I'm also doing a 20% discount, 25% discount on all my Halloween shirts for the next 7 days. But guys, listen, if you're in the States and you need them and you want to buy them and you want them in time for Halloween, then you need to get them ordered ASAP so I can get them to you in time. And of course, if you're in the UK, you've got a little bit longer. It only takes a couple of days for me to get it to you guys, so you've got a couple of weeks. But guys, listen, get in there. Get the deals while they are hot. 30% on selected hoodies, 20 to 25% on the Halloween tees. Go and get them. All especially for you guys. So don't miss that out. Now, please take the time to help us out moving up the rankings on YouTube by giving us a thumbs up. And if you're new to us and you like what you see, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to give the bell a little tickle. a squeeze, and of course, a smash to never miss any of the great content coming out from the UK and, of course, the US teams each and every single week. With all that said, I, of course, have been your host, Bison, from Bison by Design. And this guy here is, of course, the Joker. And this has been episode 250 of Impacted. Take care, everyone.
Much love to the TNI tribe. We'll see you next week. Take care.